Hey, what's going on, everyone? So, one of the other modifications that I wanted to make to the G-Wagon was doing crossbars. On my Jeep, I do have a full Gobi roof rack, and I don't know. I mean, like, I do like it, but at the same time, I'm not using a rooftop tent or anything like that. So, I kind of opted for the more traditional G-Wagon crossbars. So here, I'll kind of show you here. So I ended up going with the front runner system right here, and I wanted to go through because they're the directions, honestly. So they give you two of these lag assembly instructions there, and then they do give you a QR code, but I just found the QR code was really confusing and did not lead me in the right direction. So I just wanted to do a short video here to, how to kind of set up the front runner crossbar section. This is going to be kind of like piecemeal, but hopefully it'll be useful to someone, because there really isn't a lot out there in the way of putting this together. So appreciate y'all tuning in. All right, so the first thing upon unwrapping it, and I did buy this directly from Front Runner. So obviously you have two of these crossbars right here. I'm just going to work on one of them. This piece that has the nut, that's going to be the top. So if you have a flat surface, workbench, putting that down straight there. I'm not going to touch it for a minute. The next piece that you'll see is, so, when you unwrap everything, you're going to have these, which go into the rain gutter. This is kind of like the clamp system, and then this is what actually attaches it to the rack. The first thing that was a little bit confusing that you're going to want to do is, so I'm picking up, this piece right here, which connects to the rack. You're going to have these little inserts here. They're kind of like gold. I'll try to, oh wait, where's my camera? Right there. They look like they're gold. So you're going to want to actually use these little arms here and get them in here. I'll do this live. I did the other one already, so I'm kind of well versed in it. But you're basically just gonna clamp it, and then it uses friction to, hopefully hold it in place here. Then it's gonna look like that. So once you have that done, that's probably the one piece that is not going to be in any of the instructions. If you take a picture of the QR code with your camera, it takes you to a website, it's not going to tell you that. The next step there is, so realizing that these hex bolts right here, that's what's actually going to slide into this right here. So you don't need those yet, but these Allen bolts right here, you'll have two of them per side, so two, so 4 total. That's what's actually going to be threaded into this. And kind of the more frustrating thing that I saw was the thread count for the Allen keys, and this little insert here is going to be the exact same as the hex. So, don't get confused. These are actually going into the crossbars. The hex bolts are the ones that you actually want to use for this piece that, all right, so after you have that set up, so right now, so we have that insert here and this side of the clamp, the other side of the clamp. I'm just gonna kind of mate it up, and then you have to build out this Allen bolt right here. So with this Allen bolt, so it is going to be a 5mm Allen. I'm not going to tighten it down right now, but the most important thing, which the instructions don't cover, is going to be, you have all these washers. So you have a lock washer and then a flat washer right there, a lock washer right there. So I'm going to go with the lock washer first, then I'm going to go with the flat washer, which actually is going to be contacting the clamp for the rain gutter, and then it's just gonna thread pretty easily into what I already have going here. So I'm not gonna tighten it or anything like that, but this is what it's gonna look like when you're done. When you're done with that, you can kind of put it to the side. You'll notice you're gonna have these caps, which are gonna be used at a later date. I'm only gonna do one side here, but I will, once I actually get this thing installed and fitted, I'll post some pictures of it. But the next thing that you're gonna want to do is, and I already built out the other side here, but we're gonna actually look at the crossbar itself, and we'll get the rest of the. All right, so the next part, and I apologize, you're gonna be kind of talking to my abdomen the entire time, but it'll just be easier so you can see it. So I have the bar right here, I have my rain gutter clamp right there. We can get to work. So we have these hex screws right here. I'm just gonna place them into this track. 1, Number 2 right there. Got to make sure this all fits in. It doesn't want to, but I swear this is where these go. All right, cool. So we got 2 of them in there right there. I'm going to take this piece, make sure that these fit over there. Then I'm going to be taking these nuts right here, which have that, rubber, silicone, whatever it is, the blue there, kind of like the lock finish on it. You'll be able to turn these because it's, an actual channel, so you don't have to worry about having pressure on the other side. And then from there, I was able to take my trusty 1/2-inch ratchet right here, and all I'm doing is I just want to snug these up. Not trying to tighten these all the way by any means, but again, they do have that locking feature to them, so you got to put a little ASS on it, as it were. So I'm just going to get these snug eventually. I don't know what the thread count is here, but we're working for it for sure. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it's super fun. Or use an impact wrench or another 1/2-inch socket. I probably should have done that, but I was like, nah, making a video, we're just going to try to do this all by hand. Dun, dun, dun. All right, it's starting to get a little bit tight here. So obviously you're going to be doing this for, both sides and both of your crossbars. There, so it's snug right now, as you can see. I blew off some of that rubber that was in there, but that'll at least get you started. My next video that I'll do, sorry, I'm not talking to you right now. Yeah, we'll tighten it up, get it on the G-Wagon, and see how she fits. Thanks.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. It's been a couple of days since I made the last part of that video, but I did realize, so I did want to show putting these front runner racks, these crossbars on my G-Wagon, but at the same time, it's really noisy where I live, so I was just going to kind of be a commentator to me actually putting them on the G-Wagon. But basically where we're at, so we did everything from the last video. As far as the crossbars go, I just left these kind of loose so that I can slide them a little bit. Again, there's going to be a 1/2-inch socket right here, so they're just a little bit loose. And then I do have those, hex bolts in pursuant to, the order in which we did the last one with all the washers, so the lock washer, the normal washer, etc. So we're just gonna kind of go outside and put these on. The big thing for me was, with my G-Wagon, again, on my Jeep, I have a full Gobi rack, but I do want to make it kind of adaptable, so I don't want to have a roof rack on it all the time, and we're going to see if these front runner crossbars are the way to go, in that, I don't anticipate to have them on all the time, but I want something that's easy to take off and put on. So with that, we'll see how it goes. I'll see you outside. All right, so testing this out, we're going to see how my voiceover works. One of the pro tips that I found out from putting the rear one on, if you don't have someone to help you install the crossbars yourselves, put down some sort of, like in this case I'm using microfiber, but finding where I want the rack to be and then putting down something, because without the end caps on the nuts, the screw heads will actually dig into your roof, and you definitely don't want that to happen. So I have the rear one installed there. The other pro tip that I would recommend, like if you're doing this by yourself, is to actually, so the clamp part, I would do that secondary. You have those 2 hex bolts. I would keep them loose so that you can get the crossbar kind of oriented the correct way, because what I found was, and you'll see here, I'll stick with it. I'll talk with it a little bit, or talk about it a little bit at the end. But right here, I'm just kind of fitting it into the rain gutter. And what I found was having to use that, right there. So that that Allen key to loosen these up quite a bit to get them to actually fit into the gutter. And then the clamps go on the other side. The other thing I was looking at as far as the G-Wagon goes, I was concerned with the door opening. I think it was like a Rhino crossbar system for my Jeep originally, and I was a little bit nervous because the door kind of rubbed on it a little bit. But I can say that the front runner crossbar system, it clears the door opening. You don't have to worry about scratching your door in that sense. So right here again, just loosening those that Allen key, and yeah, trying to get it to fit on. I'm kind of a perfectionist in a way, in that like I definitely wanted the rack to be straight. So those two hex bolts in the sliding channel, you have to work with it a little bit, and you might have to eyeball it if you don't have somebody helping you with it. But my recommendation would definitely be to keep those. You can kind of tighten down the clamp once you get it where you want it to be, but like right here, so on the inside one I was able to use an impact wrench, but on the outside ones you definitely have to use a ratcheting wrench. Here what you're seeing is I'm going to be putting the nut ends on those hex bolts. So again, there's going to be 2 per side per crossbar, so 8 total, and I'm tightening that up. But this was honestly a little bit premature in that once I got the crossbars installed, I ended up having to go back and loosen them so that I could make the crossbars even on both sides, because it was driving me a little bit crazy. So here we go, just working our way around the old G-Wagon, and I can confirm, because I tried to fit this in my garage as it were, and was not going to happen with the crossbars on there, which I'm even more nervous now that I'm going to be lifting it 2 inches and putting bigger tires on it. But it was really easy to take these pieces off. So the front runner system, and then it also should be noted that these front runner crossbars can be used in the future. Like, should you want to transition to a full front runner rack, you can kind of upgrade to that while still using these crossbar pieces. So I think that's pretty cool. Let's see what I'm doing next year. Oh, yep, putting the end nuts on. So again, if I could go back in time, I'd tell myself not to do that, because it turns out the crossbars were not kind of equal on both sides. So I ended up later in the day having to take them off and going from there.